Welcome to the daily market outlook. We are about to check the charts and see what the market is offering us today. To start off, we are looking at what gold on the weekly time frame. So right now, with price action, what we can see is that what we are respecting the slow and we've seen what price move all the way to the upside, trapping what these sellers to the left. So there's still a possibility that what we could see price come all the way back to this low because this could serve as an inducement of buyers. Then we see the continuation. But I'm not so sure of this direction, and we can have what a continuation back to the highs. So right now, this has led me to have a bias of what getting the inducement of the zone the to be the only thing I'm looking for right now because I don't have what the right direction. So if price is what's going to visit these highs, it has to do one thing, which is trap early buyers, induce sellers. Then we see a continuation. And if price has to what visit these lows, it has to do one thing, what come all the way back down to the lows. So with that in mind, I'll be looking forward that small move to the lows because what I can't tell price action very well. So heading to the daily time frame, what we can see on the daily time frame is that what we've mitigated the zone to the left and its uh, liquidity also to the left. What we can see from there is that with that mitigation, we had this failed sell-off, then we had this move to the upside, which has led towards a break of structure. You can see that with this break of structure, we have what respected this low and we are moving to the upside. I'm looking for price to give me what cleaner price action. Then maybe after we take out the highs at the side, we can induce what buyers and maybe shorts back to the lows. But gold is very tricky. We could see what it buy all the way to the highs. Today, gold doesn't have that clear what price action, but I'm in favor of what more sells. For EURUSD, starting with the weekly time frame, what we can see is that what we are respecting the side and what seeing price sell to the lows. We've later what built liquidity at these highs at the moment, and we've what respected this zone to the highs, almost where prices was building liquidity at. We've trapped these sellers to the left. So for EURUSD2, still there's a possibility that what we could come back to that low, but we need to what catch that inducement. So heading to the daily time frame, what we can see, let's go to the 4 hour. What we can see is that we've mitigated the zone and what's seen the sell off. We have then taken out the low which it was respecting, or let's say the zone which price action was respecting. If we go on the 1 hour, you can see that what we respected this low or this zone to the left, induced bias, and what we saw the sell off back to the low. We are now respecting its counterpart to the left. As you can see, price is approaching it very fast. But what it has also done is that it has left liquidity at this high and also what at this high. So maybe after this low goes, we could see what the bullish reaction back to the liquidity which it has left. Maybe from there we might what see a continuation back to the lows or a move to the highs. Not really sure of the direction for today. For GBPUSD starting with the weekly time frame, what we can see is that what we are expecting this liquidity to the left. We have then seen the sell off, which has what trapped buyers and induced sellers. So what we are expecting to see is what a continuation back to the highs. We can see that what we have then trapped these early. We've then trapped these sellers to the left. These people that are in built liquidity at this size, we've trapped them and we are coming forward the high at this point also because what this price action builds liquidity over here. So right now we've taken out these highs, what we are looking for is what an inducement from this zone. Then we see what's the continuation back to this high for now. So heading to the daily time, no, let's go to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour time frame, what we can see is that we've mitigated our zone and it has caused price towards sell off course and this break of structure. We have then seen it what move to the upside, induced buyers, and we are what looking for the sells to the lows one more time. If we head to the 15-minute time frame, what we can see is that the lows that we're heading to, what we can see is that what we had this mitigation and what caused price to move to the upside, inducing buyers. So with buyers induced, we want to see what them get trapped at the moment. So what we can see right now is that what we have taken out these lows to the left, and what is left with this low. So what we want to see is what the inducement of buyers, then the continuation. So we could probably see price what move to these highs, then we see what the continuation back to the lows, or we can see what price move to the highs, build liquidity at this low, then we see it what take out all these buyers to the left. Maybe from there we would induce buyers and we see what's the continuation back to this lows. So GBPUSD, we need to wait to see what price will give us, then we can look for what our shots back to our target. For AUDUSD, starting with the weekly time frame, what we can see is that what we are expecting this high to the left. We've then seen price what sell to these lows, respected these lows, and we can see that what we are heading to the highs. At the moment, we are respecting this zone to the left. So when we jump to the 4 hour time frame, what we can see from that zone is that what it has caused price to have this sell off. We've built what liquidity. We've had this break of structure. We've mitigated the zone and what moved to the highs. I believe AUDUSD would reach this lows if we move to the daily time frame. You can see we have these buyers at this point, and I believe what once we get a sell to this low, we can what induce buyers and then see the continuation to the highs. But maybe we could what come for these buyers also before the continuation occurs. So this it makes this low more probable for me. So that's why I want to see that low go. So what I'm looking for right now is an inducement, then maybe the continuation. You can see with the 15 minutes time frame that when we mitigated the zone, we had this huge buy to the upside causing this break of structure. We could probably see what price would sell back to the lows, then we would look for the continuation trade by trapping somewhat buyers, then we see what's the continuation to the downside. Or price could what buy from here, take out these highs, build liquidity at the lows, then what see the continuation back to the downside. So that'll be all for today's daily market outlook. See you tomorrow. Bye.